some really interesting news, actually. Sal Khan of Khan Academy, let's go ahead and put this up there on the screen, is actually piloting a version of ChatGPT called Khan Mingo. And it's a new tool trained to act as a tutor and a teacher's assistant. It's a really interesting managed version of the OpenAI platform that, quote, can help guide students in their studies, not enable them to cheat. A pilot currently running with a handful of schools and districts to try and test the software. The thing is about Sal Khan and Khan Academy is obviously they revolutionize like initial tutoring with YouTube videos. I remember, even watching some of his videos back when I was going through late high school and throughout college. And a lot of STEM people I know were just absolutely obsessed with it. And with Wolfram Alpha, things and brands like this. By looking at it and how he is developing this technology, what they're trying to do is have, like they say, engage in conversation even with voices of literary characters to serve as debate partners, to guide students through math problems, to help debug code. And I wanted to pair this, I think, with the previous one because one of the places where I see the most hope, Emily, is in helping revolutionize education.
Yeah.
Because education is bogged down by bureaucracy and busy work through pop quizzes and BS. It's all fake, and we all know it. We're talking about, online homework assignments. Like, you remember, did you take Intro to Econ, those econ courses?
I don't know anything about the economy.
Okay, well, so
the answer is actually no.
Sure, someone will clip that out. Anybody who's ever taken, like, Intro to Macroeconomics or whatever, this is all sanitized homework that you're doing on a computer program that your university has licensed, and that you're not learning anything. You're like, they are very basic questions where they code in some ways that you can't cheat, and it's all just checkbox. Same with statistics. If I remember my statistics courses, where the quizzes and all of that, it was just nonsense. Like, it wasn't conceptually getting to anything. What I hope is that AI will destroy all busy work because it would be ridiculous to even assign it when you know it is so easily cheated on. And instead, in my statistics classes or macroeconomics classes, instead of doing box checks from textbooks, we'd be like, what is GDP? Why does it matter?
You can ask Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
What is the AI?
No, I'm saying we wouldn't, in the course, I'm sitting there, laptop closed, I'm sitting with a professor, like, explain this to me in terms that I can understand in a real dialogue, instead of 600-700 people in a classroom all looking at some stupid PowerPoint, everyone fake taking notes and then fake doing homework, and we're all just gaming our GPA so we can go work at McKinsey afterwards. Like, this is why it's like I want that dead and gone. And from what I've heard, with the destruction of Chegg, bringing back in-person essays written by hand, I love that. Love that. Like, courses and stuff written by hand, Emily, and removing busy work and bringing back Socratic discussion in classroom, we might actually learn something.
It's amazing, actually. Well, that's the thing. Like, there's doom and gloom about generative AI.
This is what I'm happy about.
This is good stuff. Walter Russell Mead had a great piece in Tablet yesterday. I don't know if you read it. It's called "You Are Not Destined to Live in Quiet Times." And the way he frames it is like, listen, the reality here, in the same way that this is the reality in the Oppenheimer era, is that this is massive rate of change. It's happening over the course of your lifetime, whether you like it or not. And so that means some of it's going to be really, really dangerous, and some of it can be harnessed and channeled for the good of mankind.
Right.
When you look at generative AI, and you look at the state of our education system, which we're going to be talking about a little later in the show, you posted last week the crazy history scores for eighth graders plummeting in the United States. Well, how much history homework do students do that is rendered basically completely useless if you send them home in a world with ChatGPT?
Right.
They can get 100% on that stuff.
Correct.
So, like, their radical change is going to have to happen right now, no matter what. And if we can actually come to the question of education with a new mindset because we are being forced by a stupid robot to prevent kids from cheating, then by all means, like, bring it on. That sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, and the questions that they include in these history exams are just so stupid, and they really do not help anyone in any way. It's just rote memorization. So I've pulled up, for example, from the APUSH exam, the AP US History exam. Here are some samples from the free response questions, okay? So they will give quotes, and they'll say, to respond to different excerpts, describe a major difference between this excerpt and another experts' historical interpretations of the New Deal, or briefly explain how one event or development from 1932 to 1945 is not explicitly mentioned in excerpts that could be used to support an argument. This is an argument published in the 1930s around the New Deal. This leads to just rote memorization. Yeah. And rote memorization is just the worst possible thing that you could try and, you could try and give people. Like, other examples that I've seen is they'll be like, here are four which of these reasons is why America abolished slavery? Yeah. You can't multiple choice that. It's like it's a multifaceted question which requires us all sitting down and reading a range of different books from the original perspective to the postmodern perspective, and reconciling which has validity and not historically, and all of us would come up with a different answer. Yeah. Why was America founded in the first? Why did America ditch the Articles of Confederation? Like, we all have these stupid history textbook answers. It's much more complicated than that. But,
and this is the lesson of the Articles of Confederation is not that there was another constitution named the Articles of Confederation, and that's what history teaches you to memorize, as opposed to like you actually truly internalizing what happened.
It's like, well, we had this idea, we fought a revolution to have less power in the hands of the federal government. Maybe we took it too far, and then there was a rebellion, and then in the context of that, we said, okay, we're going to have a constitutional convention, and we're going to try and figure this thing out, which was very different from the original conception. That's pretty interesting whenever you kind of get into it a little bit, and then how we arrived at the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and all the stuff that we eventually all lived under now for over 250 years. That's a story where you might actually get kids to look up, rather than, like you just said, well, we had this thing and then we ditched it 13 years later. And we all still sing what's the song? Like the School of Rocks.
Oh,
I
forget
what it's called.
Both of us are public school kids.
Correct.
Mostly. I used to just like mercilessly mock homeschool kids, obviously, because
I still do.
I'm a bully. They deserve it in many cases. And we're speaking as people who know a lot of homeschool kids. But that said, when I talk to them now and realize how much better their educations were than what I got, not everyone, but when I talk to them, it just like blows my mind, and I feel like I lost out on something. And so if we can, if the robot forces us to educate ourselves in a way that makes us better regulators of robots in the future generations have more civic mindedness, more Socratic learning. I'm not optimistic, but to your point, Saagar, if anything pushes us to that, it's this.
Yeah, I hope that it does. This actually is what college education in America used to look like basically bureaucratization post 1945. There are a lot of interesting reasons as to why that happened, money probably being number one. And if there is one hope as to how we can escape it, this is what it is.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.